Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life. I look forward to the incredible videos you'll make with my voice.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life. Can't wait to see what you create.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life. Can't wait to see what you create.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life. Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it.
The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Oi, aqui está como eu sou. Espero que goste. A voz certa dá vida aos vídeos de Avatar.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
Buenos días. Si esta mañana despertaste preocupado por alguien que amas, si tienes miedo de una noticia, de una situación que no puedes controlar, o simplemente sientes que necesitas comenzar el día bajo la protección de Dios, quédate conmigo durante estos próximos minutos. Hoy vamos a colocar nuestra vida, nuestra casa, nuestra familia y nuestros caminos bajo el cuidado del Señor. Y antes de terminar, vamos a hacer una oración especialmente por aquello que hoy está robando tu tranquilidad, porque hay cosas que podemos controlar, pero también existen situaciones que están completamente fuera de nuestras manos. Y cuando intentamos controlar incluso aquello que no podemos controlar, el corazón se cansa. Por eso el Salmo 91 es tan poderoso para comenzar el día. Nos recuerda que existe un lugar de refugio, un lugar donde podemos descansar, incluso cuando todavía no conocemos todo lo que ocurrirá. La palabra dice: el que habita al abrigo del Altísimo morará bajo la sombra del Omnipotente. Detente por un momento en esa imagen. Abrigo, sombra, refugio, protección. No significa que nunca enfrentaremos dificultades. Significa que no necesitamos enfrentarlas solos. Padre amado, aquí estoy. Antes de comenzar mis responsabilidades, antes de entrar en las preocupaciones de este día, quiero colocar mi vida delante de ti. Tú conoces mis caminos. Conoces los lugares por donde pasaré, las personas con las que hablaré, las decisiones que necesitaré tomar. Y también conoces aquello que yo todavía no puedo ver. Por eso hoy te pido, guárdame, protégeme, dame sabiduría y sobre todo, no permitas que el miedo gobierne mi día. Hay mañanas en las que despertamos y la mente inmediatamente comienza a imaginar lo peor. Pensamos en nuestros hijos, en nuestra familia, en el trabajo, en las cuentas, en la salud, en una respuesta que todavía no llegó. Y antes incluso de levantarnos, ya estamos viviendo problemas que todavía ni siquiera ocurrieron. Si eso ha sucedido contigo, escucha esto. Prudencia y miedo no son lo mismo. La prudencia nos ayuda a prepararnos. El miedo nos paraliza. La prudencia nos hace observar. El miedo nos hace imaginar peligros en todas partes. Por eso, Señor, dame prudencia sin ansiedad. Dame discernimiento sin paranoia. Dame sabiduría sin vivir desconfiando de todo y de todos. El Salmo 91 dice: diré yo al Señor, esperanza mía y castillo mío. mi Dios en quien confiaré. Hoy quiero hacer esa misma declaración. Señor, tú eres mi refugio, tú eres mi fortaleza, en ti confío. Aunque todavía no tenga todas las respuestas, en ti confío. Aunque exista una preocupación, en ti confío. Aunque algo no esté saliendo como esperaba, en ti confío. Aunque mi corazón todavía esté aprendiendo a descansar, en ti confío. Tal vez exista alguien en tu vida por quien estás especialmente preocupado. Un hijo, una hija, tu pareja, tus padres, un hermano, un amigo, alguien que está lejos. Piensa en esa persona por un momento. Padre, guarda a quienes amamos. Hay lugares donde nuestros brazos no alcanzan, situaciones que no podemos acompañar, decisiones que nuestros hijos tendrán que tomar sin nosotros. Pero tú puedes estar donde nosotros no estamos. Protégelos en sus caminos, dales discernimiento, rodéalos de buenas personas, aléjalos de decisiones impulsivas. Y si alguno está atravesando una etapa difícil, dale fuerza para pedir ayuda y sabiduría para recibirla. A los padres que viven preocupados, dales paz. Enséñanos a orientar sin intentar controlar todo, a cuidar sin vivir dominados por miedo. Padre, también protege nuestra casa, que nuestro hogar sea un lugar de paz, que las palabras pronunciadas dentro de él construyan más de lo que destruyen, que donde exista tensión, llegue diálogo, donde exista preocupación, llegue dirección, donde exista cansancio, llegue descanso, donde exista distanciamiento, llegue sabiduría para acercarnos nuevamente cuando sea posible. Protege nuestra entrada y nuestra salida. Bendice nuestra mesa, nuestro descanso, nuestro trabajo y las personas que entran en nuestra casa. Ahora quiero hablar de una protección que muchas veces olvidamos, la protección sobre nuestras decisiones. Hay situaciones que no parecen peligrosas. Una propuesta, una sociedad, una relación, una compra impulsiva, una conversación, una promesa que hacemos demasiado rápido. Pero una mala decisión puede traer consecuencias durante mucho tiempo. Por eso, Señor, guarda también mis decisiones. Antes de responder, dame calma. Antes de aceptar, dame discernimiento. Antes de firmar algo, dame atención. Antes de comprometerme con algo, ayúdame a entender las consecuencias. Si existe una puerta que parece buena, pero no es buena para mí, dame claridad. Y si existe una oportunidad correcta que estoy evitando solamente por miedo, dame valor. No quiero que mi vida sea dirigida ni por impulso ni por temor. Quiero caminar con sabiduría. Hay algo más que quiero pedirte. Protege mi corazón de las personas y situaciones que no consigo discernir. No quiero vivir acusando a todos, pero tampoco quiero ignorar señales importantes. Si una relación está constantemente robando mi paz, muéstrame. Si alguien está siendo deshonesto conmigo, permite que la verdad aparezca de una manera clara. Si soy yo quien está juzgando injustamente por causa de heridas antiguas, corrígeme también. Dame equilibrio, porque discernimiento no significa sospechar de todo. Significa aprender a observar sin perder la paz. Padre, sana las heridas que todavía influyen en la manera en que veo a las personas. Tal vez alguien me traicionó. Tal vez alguien en quien confiaba me decepcionó. Tal vez una experiencia me hizo pensar que ya no puedo confiar en nadie. No quiero permitir que una persona decida cómo voy a tratar a todas las demás. Dame límites. Pero también, dame un corazón sano. Dame memoria para aprender, pero no un resentimiento que me mantenga preso. Ahora quiero pedirte protección sobre nuestra mente. Hay personas escuchando esta oración que están físicamente seguras, pero viven todos los días dentro de pensamientos de miedo. ¿Y si algo ocurre? ¿Y si recibo una mala noticia? ¿Y si no consigo? Padre, trae silencio a esa mente cansada. Ayúdanos a vivir un día a la vez. No queremos solucionar mañana antes de terminar hoy. No queremos atravesar tragedias imaginarias. Si algo necesita nuestra atención, danos sabiduría para actuar. Pero aquello que todavía no existe, ayúdanos a no convertirlo en realidad dentro de nuestra mente. El Salmo 91 dice que no tendremos que vivir dominados por el terror de la noche ni por el miedo del día. Hoy recibimos esa palabra como una invitación a confiar, no para vivir ingenuamente, sino para caminar atentos y en paz. Ahora, quiero orar por tu trabajo. Padre, protege a quien sale temprano de casa, a quien conduce, a quien trabaja en la calle, a quien trabaja en un hospital, en una tienda, en una oficina, en una fábrica, a quien trabaja desde casa, a quien tiene su propio negocio, a quien está buscando empleo. Guarda sus caminos, da concentración, evita accidentes. Danos paciencia con personas difíciles. Danos sabiduría para resolver problemas. Y que podamos volver a casa en paz después de cumplir nuestras responsabilidades. A quien está desempleado, abre oportunidades dignas. Da dirección para buscar. Da valor para comenzar otra vez. Que esa temporada no destruya su autoestima. Una circunstancia profesional no determina el valor de una vida. Padre, también presentamos nuestra vida financiera. Protege nuestras decisiones con dinero. Hay momentos de preocupación, deudas, cuentas, responsabilidades, y a veces el miedo financiero lleva a decisiones precipitadas. No permitas que el desespero nos haga entrar en caminos que pueden perjudicarnos todavía más. Danos orden, disciplina, sabiduría. Abre oportunidades de provisión por medio de trabajo honesto. Que nuestro esfuerzo produzca frutos. Danos capacidad de administrar aquello que recibimos y enséñanos a construir poco a poco. Que no falte el necesario en nuestra casa. Ahora quiero orar por tu salud. Padre, guarda nuestro cuerpo. Danos disciplina para cuidarlo. Danos sabiduría para buscar ayuda cuando sea necesario. Fortalece a quienes están atravesando tratamientos, a quienes esperan resultados, a quienes necesitan recuperarse, a quienes están cuidando de una persona enferma y también están cansados. Da buenos profesionales, buenas decisiones, fuerza, paciencia y paz durante cada proceso. Hay algo que quiero que recuerdes mientras continuamos. Protección no significa que nunca enfrentaremos problemas. También puede significar recibir sabiduría para atravesarlos. Puede ser una puerta que se cierra, una demora, una conversación que revela algo, una intuición que nos hace investigar antes de actuar, un consejo maduro, un límite, una decisión diferente. Por eso, Señor, ayúdame a reconocer tu cuidado incluso cuando no ocurre de la manera que imaginaba. Tal vez algo no salió como querías. Una oportunidad desapareció. Una relación terminó. Una respuesta fue negativa. No sabemos todo lo que aquello evitó. No necesitamos llamar toda frustración de castigo. Algunas cosas simplemente forman parte de la vida, pero podemos pedir sabiduría para aprender de cada experiencia. Padre, cuando una puerta se cierre, dame calma para mirar alrededor antes de desesperarme. Tal vez existe otro camino. Ahora quiero que lleguemos a la parte más profunda de esta oración. Piensa en aquello que más te preocupa hoy. No necesitas escribirlo, no necesitas explicarlo. Solo colócalo delante de Dios. Padre, aquí está mi preocupación. Tú la conoces. Sabes cuánto he pensado en esto. Sabes cuánto intento encontrar una solución. Hoy te entrego aquello que no puedo controlar. Muéstrame lo que sí me corresponde hacer. Y dame paz para dejar contigo aquello que no está en mis manos. Guarda mi vida de accidentes, de engaños, de decisiones impulsivas, de relaciones destructivas, de situaciones que yo todavía no consigo discernir. Guarda mis ojos para que pueda ver con claridad. Guarda mis oídos de palabras que solo traen confusión. Guarda mi boca para que yo no produzca con mis palabras una herida que después tendré que reparar. Guarda mi corazón del resentimiento. Guarda mi mente del miedo. Guarda mis pasos. Si existe algo de lo que necesito alejarme, muéstramelo. Si existe algo que debo enfrentar, dame valor. Si necesito esperar, dame paciencia. Si necesito actuar, dame firmeza. Padre, Protege también nuestros hogares de la violencia. Protege a los niños, a los ancianos, a quienes viven solos, a quienes están lejos de sus familias, a quienes emigraron buscando una nueva oportunidad, a quienes hoy están viajando, a quienes están pasando por una situación de riesgo. Coloca personas buenas en sus caminos, y haznos también personas capaces de proteger y cuidar a otros, porque nuestra oración no debe volvernos indiferentes. Si alguien necesita ayuda y podemos ayudar, muéstranos. Ahora, si esta oración está representando aquello que necesitas hoy, puedes escribir en los comentarios: Señor, tú eres mi refugio. Que sea nuestra declaración de esta mañana. Y si estás orando por alguien en especial, puedes dejar solamente su primer nombre. Vamos a unir nuestra fe por esas personas. Padre, recibe cada nombre, cada familia, cada preocupación, cada historia. Tú conoces aquello que nosotros no conocemos. Da sabiduría a quien necesita tomar decisiones. Fuerza a quien está cansado. Consuelo a quien está llorando. Compañía a quien se siente solo. Y dirección a quien no sabe qué hacer. Ahora te entregamos este día, las horas que todavía no vivimos, los lugares donde todavía no estuvimos, las conversaciones que todavía no tuvimos, las noticias que todavía no llegaron. No queremos comenzar este día esperando solamente problemas. También queremos estar abiertos a las bendiciones, a una buena noticia, a una conversación agradable, a una oportunidad, a una solución, a un momento de paz, a una idea, a un abrazo, a una respuesta, que podamos reconocer también lo bueno cuando llegue. Señor, acompáñame durante este día. Cuando el miedo vuelva, recuérdame que no necesito alimentarlo. Cuando tenga una decisión, recuérdame buscar sabiduría. Cuando algo salga diferente de mi plan, ayúdame a no reaccionar inmediatamente. Cuando sienta que necesito controlar todo, recuérdame que algunas cosas necesitan ser entregadas. Hoy declaro: tú eres mi refugio, tú eres mi fortaleza, en ti confío. No porque yo sepa lo que ocurrirá, sino porque no necesito conocer cada detalle del futuro para caminar con fe hoy. Padre nuestro que estás en los cielos, santificado sea tu nombre, venga tu reino. Hágase tu voluntad, como en el cielo, así también en la tierra. Danos hoy nuestro pan de cada día. Perdona nuestras ofensas, así como nosotros perdonamos a quienes nos ofenden. No nos dejes caer en tentación y líbranos del mal, porque tuyo es el reino, el poder y la gloria por siempre. Amén. Antes de terminar, guarda esta palabra. No necesitas salir de esta oración buscando peligros. Sal buscando paz. Haz aquello que está en tus manos. Sé prudente, cuida de ti, cuida de quienes amas. Y aquello que no puedes controlar, entrégalo a Dios. Si esta oración bendijo tu mañana, compártela con alguien que esté preocupado o necesite recordar que no tiene que caminar solo. Que Dios guarde tu entrada y tu salida, que proteja a tu familia, que dé paz a tu mente, que te conceda discernimiento en cada decisión y que durante todo este día puedas recordar: Dios es mi refugio, Dios es mi fortaleza, y hoy caminaré con fe, sabiduría y paz. Que Dios te bendiga. Amén.
There is a version of you that never disappeared. It did not die. It did not vanish when you grew older. It did not leave when you became responsible, reasonable, useful, agreeable, or strong. It simply learned to hide. And perhaps the strangest part is that you may have spent so many years becoming the person the world could accept that you no longer remember the person you were before acceptance became necessary. Carl Jung understood something unsettling about human development. We do not become ourselves simply by growing older. Very often, we become what our environment rewards. We learn which emotions are welcome, which desires make people uncomfortable, which parts of our personality receive affection, which parts create tension, which dreams sound realistic, which ambitions seem selfish, which questions should never be asked. And slowly, almost invisibly, we begin negotiating with ourselves. A child does not usually say, "I am going to abandon part of my personality today." It happens much more quietly. You express something, someone reacts, you adjust, you express something else, someone withdraws, you adjust again. You discover that being quiet keeps the peace, so you become quiet. You discover that being useful earns affection, so you become useful. You discover that strength receives admiration, while vulnerability creates discomfort, so you become strong. You discover that obedience makes life easier, so you become agreeable. And eventually, the adaptation becomes so successful that everyone begins calling it your personality. But what if some of the qualities you think define you are actually strategies you learned in order to belong? What if the person you have spent years protecting is not entirely the person you were meant to become? This is where Jung's psychology becomes uncomfortable. Because the journey toward becoming yourself is not always about adding something new. Sometimes, it begins by discovering what you had to remove, what you had to silence, what you had to hide, what you had to become ashamed of. Jung used the concept of the shadow to describe aspects of the personality that the conscious ego refuses to recognize. But the shadow is often misunderstood. People hear the word and imagine only anger, jealousy, selfishness, aggression, or destructive impulses. Yet the shadow can contain something else. Your courage can be there. Your ambition can be there. Your creativity can be there. Your sexuality can be there. Your independence can be there. Your capacity to say no can be there. Your desire to be seen can be there. Your ability to lead can be there. Even your joy can be there. Anything that threatened your ability to belong could have been pushed outside the identity you learned to call me. And this creates one of the strangest experiences of adulthood. You can build a life that appears perfectly reasonable and still feel that something is missing. Not because your life is necessarily wrong, but because someone is missing from it, you. Not the socially acceptable version, not the productive version, not the version that knows what everyone expects. The deeper personality that existed before you learned which parts of yourself were allowed to survive. And if something in this already feels strangely familiar, stay with it. Because the part of you that was buried does not remain silent forever. It begins speaking through dissatisfaction, through attraction, through envy, through anger, through recurring fantasies, through strange impulses to change your life, through the people who fascinate you, through the people who irritate you, through the dreams you cannot explain, through the feeling that you are living correctly but not completely. And if you recognize yourself somewhere in this, consider subscribing to the Kingdom Within. This is where we explore the hidden patterns shaping your inner life, not so you can become someone else, but so you can understand the person underneath everything you learn to perform. Because there comes a moment when adaptation begins to feel like imprisonment, and that moment can change everything. Think about the qualities you admire intensely in other people, not casually, intensely. Perhaps you admire someone who speaks without apologizing, someone who walks into a room without shrinking, someone who creates without asking whether anyone approves, someone who leaves relationships that diminish them, someone who refuses to explain every decision, someone who takes risks, someone who seems completely alive. Why do certain qualities affect you so deeply? Sometimes admiration is simply admiration. But sometimes it is recognition. You are seeing externally something that exists internally, but has never been given permission to live. The person becomes fascinating because they are expressing a psychological possibility you abandoned. And this is why envy can sometimes contain information. Envy is uncomfortable, so people usually try to suppress it or moralize against it. But psychologically, envy can occasionally point toward an unlived life. You see someone doing something you secretly wanted to do, being something you secretly wanted to be, expressing something you trained yourself never to express. and suddenly, their freedom becomes painful. Not necessarily because you want their life, but because their life reminds you of your own imprisonment. Imagine someone who was praised throughout childhood for being easy, never demanding, never difficult, never disruptive. Everyone loved how mature they were. They became the person who understood everyone, the person who accommodated everyone, the person who rarely created conflict. From the outside, this looks like kindness, and perhaps much of it genuinely is kindness. But somewhere underneath it, another capacity may have been sacrificed: the ability to inconvenience people. That sounds negative until you understand how essential it is. Every authentic life eventually inconveniences someone. Saying no inconveniences someone. Changing direction inconveniences someone. Having boundaries inconveniences someone. Choosing a different career inconveniences someone. Ending an unhealthy relationship inconveniences someone. Refusing an expectation inconveniences someone. Becoming yourself will eventually disappoint the version of you that other people preferred. And for someone whose identity was built around being easy to love, that can feel terrifying. So they remain agreeable. Years pass, and resentment begins appearing. At first, they do not understand it. Why am I angry? Why am I exhausted? Why do I suddenly want everyone to leave me alone? Why do I fantasize about disappearing? Because the personality is attempting to correct an imbalance. The part that was never allowed to say no is demanding existence. This is one of the paradoxes of the shadow. What we suppress does not necessarily disappear. It often becomes distorted. Healthy aggression suppressed for years can become resentment. Healthy independence can become fantasies of escape. Healthy ambition can become envy. Healthy boundaries can become sudden emotional withdrawal. Healthy self-respect can emerge as explosive anger after decades of accommodation. The psyche keeps attempting to restore what consciousness excludes, and this is why becoming whole can initially feel like becoming worse. The agreeable person begins saying no. The quiet person begins speaking. The endlessly available person becomes unavailable. The person who always explained themselves stops explaining. The person who lived according to expectations begins making decisions nobody understands. From the outside, people may say, "You've changed," and they are right. But perhaps the deeper truth is, you are no longer suppressing the change that needed to happen years ago. There is a difference between becoming selfish and discovering that you exist. There is a difference between becoming cold and developing boundaries. There is a difference between becoming arrogant and refusing to make yourself smaller. There is a difference between becoming reckless and finally taking responsibility for your unlived life. But when you have spent years identifying with one side of yourself, the opposite side initially feels dangerous. This is why individuation requires courage. Jung's idea of individuation was not about becoming a perfect person. It was about becoming a more complete person. And completeness is uncomfortable because it requires you to meet qualities that contradict the identity you have carefully maintained. If your identity says, "I am always strong," then vulnerability becomes threatening. If your identity says, "I am always kind," then anger becomes threatening. If your identity says, "I don't need anyone," then dependence becomes threatening. If your identity says, "I am rational," then intuition becomes threatening. If your identity says, "I am humble," then ambition becomes threatening. The ego wants consistency. The psyche wants wholeness. And those two desires are not always compatible. This is where many people stop. They feel the buried personality beginning to emerge. But instead of becoming curious, they become afraid. They think, "This isn't me." But perhaps a better question is, what if it has always been you? What if the intensity of your reaction exists precisely because something forgotten is trying to return? And what if the life you are searching for cannot begin until you make room for the person you once learned not to become? The difficulty is that the person you were never allowed to become does not usually return politely. It does not knock on the door and introduce itself. It often arrives as disruption. A sudden loss of interest in things that once mattered. An inability to tolerate conversations you used to endure. A strange exhaustion around certain people. A growing need for solitude. A desire to change your appearance. A fascination with a subject that seems completely unrelated to your current life. A recurring thought, I cannot keep doing this. People often interpret these experiences as evidence that something is going wrong. But sometimes the opposite is happening. Sometimes the structure that kept you psychologically safe has become too small for the person you are becoming. This is why periods of inner transformation can feel so confusing. The old identity still exists. It knows the rules. It knows how to survive. It knows how to earn approval. It knows how to maintain relationships. It knows exactly which version of you the world expects. But another part of you has begun asking a different question. Not, how do I remain accepted? But, what would my life look like if acceptance were no longer the highest priority? That question can destabilize an entire identity, because once you begin asking it seriously, you start noticing how many decisions were never completely yours. The career chosen partly to make someone proud. The relationship maintained partly because leaving would disappoint people. The personality shaped around avoiding conflict. The opinions softened before they were spoken. The dreams repeatedly postponed because they seemed impractical. The clothes you did not wear, the places you did not go, the risks you did not take, the words you swallowed, the boundaries you did not establish. None of these things alone define a life, but together they can create something Jung understood deeply. An unlived life running parallel to the life you actually live. And the unlived life has psychological weight. It follows you. You may notice it when you meet someone who chose differently. You may notice it late at night when your social roles become quiet. You may notice it after achieving something you believed would finally make you satisfied. You reach the destination. You look around, and something inside you whispers, "Is this all?" This can be one of the most frightening questions a person encounters, because it threatens the assumption that dissatisfaction will disappear when external circumstances improve. Sometimes circumstances do need to improve. But sometimes, the deeper dissatisfaction is not asking for more success. It is asking for more truth. There is a difference. Success can decorate an identity. Truth can destroy one. And this is why people can spend decades avoiding the deeper question. They become busier. They acquire more. They improve themselves. They optimize routines. They set new goals. They enter new relationships. They move. They travel. They consume endless information about becoming better. But the deeper question remains untouched. Better at being whom? If the identity itself was constructed around adaptation, becoming more efficient at maintaining it will not necessarily make you feel more alive. You may simply become better at abandoning yourself. This is where Jung's idea of the persona becomes essential. The persona is the social face. It is not inherently false. We need it. You cannot express every dimension of your personality in every situation. You behave differently with a stranger than with someone you love. Differently at work than when you are alone. The problem begins when the mask becomes indistinguishable from the face. When you forget that the role is a role, when the successful person cannot admit uncertainty, when the caretaker cannot receive care, when the strong person cannot collapse, when the spiritual person cannot acknowledge rage, when the intelligent person cannot say, "I don't know," when the independent person cannot admit loneliness, when the kind person cannot admit hatred. The persona becomes a prison when maintaining it, requires sacrificing psychological truth, and the longer you maintain that prison, the more threatening freedom becomes. This is why some people defend identities that make them miserable. The identity hurts, but it is familiar. The alternative is unknown, and the unknown asks, who would you be if you stopped performing the qualities that once protected you? That question is not theoretical. Imagine that tomorrow you no longer needed to prove that you were strong. What would you admit? Imagine you no longer needed to be liked. What would you say? Imagine you no longer needed to appear successful. What would you change? Imagine nobody would be disappointed. What would you stop doing? Imagine nobody would judge you. What would you begin? The answers may reveal something, not necessarily instructions you should immediately follow, but psychological information. Because fantasies often show us possibilities, consciousness has excluded. The goal is not to impulsively obey every hidden desire. That would not be individuation. That would simply replace one form of unconsciousness with another. The goal is to listen, to become capable of hearing what the rejected part of the personality has been trying to communicate. Because integration is not possession. You do not allow the shadow to take control. You develop a relationship with it. You ask, what are you protecting? What do you want? Why do I fear you? When did I decide you were unacceptable? Whose voice taught me that? This last question can change everything. Whose voice is inside your head when you tell yourself what you are allowed to become? Sometimes what we call our conscience is partly inherited fear, a parent's fear, a teacher's judgment, a community's expectation, a partner's preference, a culture's definition of success, a memory of humiliation, a moment of rejection, a sentence someone spoke 20 years ago that somehow became law inside your mind. You're too sensitive. You're too much. Be realistic. People like us don't do that. Stop showing off. Don't be selfish. You think you're better than everyone? Why can't you just be normal? A sentence can become an identity when it reaches a person at the right moment, especially a child. Because children do not merely hear judgments, they organize themselves around them. If expressing excitement repeatedly produces embarrassment, excitement becomes dangerous. If expressing anger produces punishment, anger becomes dangerous. If succeeding produces jealousy or withdrawal, success can become dangerous. If being visible produces criticism, visibility becomes dangerous. If independence threatens attachment, independence becomes dangerous. Years later, the adult may have forgotten the original lesson, but the nervous system remembers the rule. Do not become too visible. Do not become too successful. Do not need too much. Do not ask. Do not challenge. Do not shine. And then the person wonders why every time life begins expanding, they sabotage it. Why they procrastinate when an opportunity appears. Why they choose people who keep them small. Why they become uncomfortable when praised. Why they hide their work. Why they abandon projects just before completion. Why they feel guilty when things go well. The conscious mind says, I want more. The deeper structure says, more is dangerous. This is why transformation requires more than positive thinking. You cannot simply repeat a new belief while remaining unconsciously loyal to an old identity. At some point, you have to understand what the old identity was protecting, because your limitations often began as solutions. Being invisible may once have protected you. Being agreeable may once have protected you. Never needing anyone may once have protected you. Perfectionism may once have protected you. Constant achievement may once have protected you. Humor may once have protected you. Emotional distance may once have protected you. But a strategy can save you in one chapter and imprison you in the next. And psychological maturity requires recognizing when yesterday's protection has become today's limitation. This is where many people experience an identity crisis. But perhaps crisis is not always the most useful word. Sometimes it is an identity correction. The psyche begins withdrawing energy from a personality that can no longer carry your development. Things that once motivated you lose their power. Approval stops satisfying you. Old ambitions become strangely empty. Relationships based entirely on your old role become difficult. You may even feel temporarily lost. And that loss can be terrifying because the old map no longer works while the new map has not yet appeared. This is the space between identities. You are no longer entirely who you were, but you cannot yet see who you are becoming. Most people rush to escape this space. They grab another identity, another relationship, another ideology, another goal, another label, anything that restores certainty. But uncertainty has a psychological function. It creates room. And without room, something new cannot emerge. Jung understood that real transformation often involves a descent into what consciousness does not understand. Not because suffering is inherently noble, not because chaos should be romanticized, but because the ego cannot plan its way into every dimension of the self. Sometimes you have to stop insisting that you already know who you are. That may be one of the most difficult forms of surrender. To say, perhaps the identity I have defended is incomplete. Perhaps some of what I rejected deserves another hearing. Perhaps some of what I called weakness was sensitivity. Perhaps some of what I called selfishness was self-respect. Perhaps some of what I called laziness was exhaustion from living against myself. Perhaps some of what I called instability was the beginning of necessary change. Perhaps the person I am afraid of becoming is not dangerous. Perhaps they are simply unfamiliar. And this brings us to one of the most revealing places to look for the hidden self, the people who trigger you. Not every irritation is projection. Sometimes people are simply inconsiderate, dishonest, arrogant, manipulative, or incompatible with you. But sometimes the emotional intensity of your reaction contains information. Consider the person who annoys you because they take up too much space. Why does their visibility disturb you? Perhaps because you learned never to take up space. Consider the person who seems selfish because they prioritize themselves. Perhaps they truly are selfish, but perhaps their ability to choose themselves touches the part of you that never could. Consider the person who speaks confidently about their achievements. You call them arrogant. Maybe they are. But perhaps you were taught that acknowledging your own strengths was shameful. Projection does not mean the other person is innocent. It means your reaction may contain more than information about them. It may contain information about you. This is why shadow work is not primarily about becoming obsessed with darkness. It is about reclaiming psychological energy. Every quality you exile requires energy to keep exiled. You monitor yourself, you censor yourself, you anticipate reactions, you suppress impulses, you maintain the approved identity, and eventually, you become tired without understanding why. There is enormous exhaustion in constantly preventing yourself from becoming someone, and there is enormous energy released when you no longer have to maintain that internal war. But integration has a price. Because when you change your relationship with yourself, other relationships may change too. The person who benefited from your lack of boundaries may not celebrate your boundaries. The person who depended on your silence may not celebrate your voice. The person who felt secure because you doubted yourself may not celebrate your confidence. The person who knew exactly how to predict you may become uncomfortable when you stop behaving according to the old script. This does not automatically make them bad people. Human relationships develop around patterns. When one person changes, the system changes, and systems resist change. This is why becoming yourself can initially feel lonely, not because authenticity condemns you to isolation, but because some connections were built around the person you had to be. When that person begins disappearing, the relationship has to evolve or reveal its limits, and this is one reason people retreat from transformation. They do not fear themselves. They fear what becoming themselves might cost. If I say what I really think, will they still love me? If I stop rescuing everyone, Will they still need me? If I succeed, will my friends still recognize me? If I become independent, what happens to my relationship? If I stop being the person everyone comes to, who am I? These are not small questions. Belonging is one of the deepest human needs, and individuation does not eliminate that need. It creates tension between belonging and authenticity. The mature task is not to reject everyone and call it freedom. It is to discover where connection requires compromise and where compromise requires self-betrayal. Those are not the same thing. Every relationship requires adjustment, but no healthy relationship should require the permanent disappearance of your personality. And somewhere inside you, you usually know the difference. You feel it. There are compromises that feel like love, and there are compromises that leave you feeling smaller every time you make them. Pay attention to that difference, because the part of you that was never allowed to become may already be speaking through the places where you can no longer tolerate shrinking. And this is where the journey becomes more demanding, because recognizing that you have been shrinking is one thing, stopping is another. Awareness can happen in an instant. Integration usually does not. You may understand perfectly that you have spent years seeking approval and still feel anxious the first time someone disapproves of you. You may recognize that your boundaries are weak and still feel guilty when you finally say no. You may realize that you have hidden your ambition and still feel embarrassed when you allow yourself to want something larger. You may understand that you have been performing strength and still struggle to let someone see you vulnerable. Insight does not immediately erase conditioning, and this is where many people become discouraged. They think, I understand the pattern. Why am I still repeating it? Because understanding a pattern and becoming psychologically free from it are different processes. The old identity was not built through one thought. It was built through repetition, through thousands of moments in which you learned. This behavior creates safety. This behavior creates rejection. This part of me is acceptable. This part is dangerous. So the return to yourself also happens through repetition. Small acts of disobedience toward the identity that no longer fits. Not reckless rebellion. Not destroying your life to prove you are free. Something quieter. You say what you actually think when you would normally remain silent. You allow someone to misunderstand you instead of spending an hour explaining yourself. You rest without constructing an argument for why you deserve it. You admit that you want something. You decline an invitation without inventing an excuse. You create something before knowing whether anyone will approve. You stop laughing at something that hurts you. You allow yourself to be disappointed. You ask for help. You accept praise without immediately minimizing yourself. You let someone else solve their own problem. These moments may appear insignificant from the outside. Psychologically, they can be revolutionary. Because every time you behave outside the old identity and survive, something inside you learns, maybe I do not have to be who I was. Maybe the danger is no longer here. Maybe I can exist differently. This is how an identity loosens, not through one dramatic declaration, through repeated evidence that another way of being is possible. And there is a strange moment that often occurs during this process. You begin grieving. Not only the person you used to be, you grieve the person you might have become if certain parts of you had been welcomed earlier. You wonder, what would I have created? What relationships would I have chosen? What opportunities would I have accepted? How much sooner would I have learned to protect myself? What would have happened if I had trusted my intuition? What if I had known I was allowed to want more? This grief can be painful because there is no way to return and live the unlived years differently. But grief can also become another trap. If you spend the rest of your life mourning the person you were prevented from becoming, you lose the person who is trying to become now. The past explains. It does not have to command. You cannot change the conditions under which your first identity formed, but you can stop treating those conditions as permanent. That distinction matters, because eventually the question changes. At first you ask, why did I become this way? Later you must ask, Now that I understand, what am I going to do with what I know? That is where responsibility begins. Not blame, responsibility. There is a point at which endlessly analyzing the origin of your patterns becomes another way of avoiding transformation. You can understand every wound, name every defense, recognize every projection, explain every childhood dynamic, and still remain exactly where you were. The psyche does not become whole through explanation alone. Eventually, insight must become behavior, a boundary, a decision, a conversation, a refusal, an acceptance, a risk, a different response, a new habit, a willingness to tolerate the discomfort that comes when the old identity is no longer controlling every movement. And one of the greatest discomforts is guilt. People often assume guilt means they are doing something wrong. But sometimes guilt appears because you are doing something new. Imagine someone who has spent 20 years making themselves responsible for everyone's emotions. The first time they stop, guilt appears. Not necessarily because they have behaved badly, but because the old identity interprets independence as betrayal. The same can happen with success. You begin doing better than people you love. Guilt appears. You become happier than the environment you came from. Guilt appears. You stop participating in patterns your family considers normal. Guilt appears. You refuse to suffer in the same way. Guilt appears. This is why growth can sometimes feel morally wrong, even when it is psychologically necessary. Part of you is violating an old contract, a contract you may never have consciously signed. The contract might say, "Do not become more powerful than us. Do not become happier than us. Do not become too different. Do not expose what this family refuses to see. Do not question the rules. Do not leave. Do not become someone we can no longer understand." And perhaps nobody ever said those words directly, but you felt them. So you remained loyal, not only to people, to an identity. This is one of the hidden forces behind self-sabotage. Sometimes people do not fear failure nearly as much as they fear the social consequences of becoming someone new. Failure allows you to remain recognizable. Success may require separation. Growth may create distance. Authenticity may expose incompatibility. And so the unconscious asks, if I become fully myself, where will I belong? That is a serious question. But there is another question beneath it. If belonging requires me to remain divided against myself, what exactly am I protecting? Jung's work repeatedly points toward the necessity of holding opposites. You do not solve this by choosing total belonging or total independence. You learn to withstand the tension. You remain capable of love without disappearing into other people. You remain capable of connection without requiring universal approval. You remain capable of compromise without sacrificing the center of your personality. This is difficult, but it is also where adulthood begins psychologically. A child must adapt to survive. An adult eventually has to examine the adaptation. What was necessary then? What is necessary now? What did I learn because it was true? And what did I learn because I was powerless? Those questions can separate wisdom from conditioning. Maybe silence protected you once, now it prevents intimacy. Maybe hyper-independence protected you once, now it prevents closeness. Maybe perfectionism protected you from criticism, now it prevents creation. Maybe being invisible protected you from judgment, now it prevents opportunity. Maybe pleasing people protected attachment, now it destroys self-respect. The defense is not evil, it simply stayed too long. You do not need to hate the person you became to survive. That person deserves understanding. They carried you here, but they were never meant to be the final form of your personality. This is why real transformation contains gratitude and separation at the same time. You can say, "Thank you for protecting me," and also, "I do not need you to control my entire life anymore." That is a radically different relationship with the past. You stop fighting the old self. You stop worshiping it. You integrate what was useful and release what is no longer necessary. And slowly, something surprising happens. The person you were never allowed to become stops feeling like a stranger. Perhaps you begin speaking with greater certainty. Perhaps you discover that you enjoy being alone because solitude no longer feels like rejection. Perhaps you begin creating. Perhaps you become more selective with relationships. Perhaps you discover anger without becoming cruel. Perhaps you discover ambition without becoming consumed by achievement. Perhaps you discover softness without feeling weak. Perhaps you discover strength without needing to dominate. This is integration. The goal is not to swing from one extreme to another. The person who always said yes does not become whole by saying no to everything. The person who remained invisible does not become whole by demanding attention constantly. The person who suppressed anger does not become whole by allowing anger to govern every interaction. Wholeness means developing access. You can say yes, and you can say no. You can speak, and you can remain silent. You can lead, and you can follow. You can be strong, and you can receive support. You are no longer trapped inside one acceptable version of yourself. Your personality becomes larger, and perhaps that is what freedom actually feels like psychologically. Not the ability to do whatever you want, the ability to respond from a wider range of who you are. But before that freedom becomes stable, another test often appears. Other people begin noticing. Someone says, "You're different." And the old part of you immediately becomes alert. Different. For years, that word may have meant danger. Different meant rejection. Different meant criticism. Different meant losing connection. So you feel the impulse to retreat, to reassure them, to become familiar again, to say, "No, I'm still the same." But perhaps you are not, and perhaps that is the point. You do not need to become unrecognizable overnight. But you also do not need to apologize every time growth makes you less predictable. Sometimes you've changed is not an accusation. It is evidence. Evidence that something internal has finally become visible. And this is where you must become careful about who gets to define whether your transformation is healthy. Someone who benefited from your exhaustion may call your boundaries selfish. Someone who benefited from your insecurity may call your confidence arrogance. Someone who benefited from your availability may call your independence coldness. Their discomfort is information. It is not automatically truth, but the opposite is also important. Not every criticism of your transformation is resistance. Sometimes, people who love you can see when you are using growth to justify avoidance, cruelty, superiority, or impulsiveness. This is why individuation requires self-reflection. You cannot simply say, "This is the real me,"